as a man, I just kind of created the vision. I read the Bible said create the vision and make it plain. And I just thought my wife was supposed to support and follow that vision that I created without including her in that vision. I thought because everything that I was doing in the vision was for her, but I didn't ask, babe, what's your vision? What is it that you want in life?
When you talk about that masculine energy, it's always trying to fix something. And I think one of the things we have to do is not try to solve every problem. No, sometimes we just need to be like listeners. I think we need to practice being at rest and not always moving.
Secret to Success podcast, baby.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always by the Bayesian sensation, Mr. Karl Wesley Phillips.
Well, what's going on, y'all? What it do?
The chosen one.
Neo
is in the building.
Yeah. See the back though.
Yeah. Whoa, slow down. Whoa, you got up quick. Beating all odds.
Come on.
2 hip replacements, 3 months.
Come on.
Let me see you do a squat. Let me see the squat. Whoa.
Come on.
All right. Douglas, what's up, man?
Blessed, bro.
How you feeling?
I feel so good, bro.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it one podcast. Why I feel good.
I feel good.
I'll tell you why.
All over.
I tell you why though. Mostly mentally and emotionally though.
Okay. Well, praise God. So on the pod last week, we talked about the marriage. Shout out to everybody, man. A lot of y'all went to the website. foreverforwardmarriage.com and signed up and got your information in there. Like I said, we'll figure out what we're gonna do. Just get signed up so that you can be on the mailing list and be a part of this next
extravaganza
level marriage celebration.
Fiesta forever.
But we had somebody, and I've never actually started a show with Ask ET. But we had somebody who said he was in bliss and he was like, he just had one, area that he wanted to. And I swear, people write in all the time, and I'm like, man, I want to get to Ask ET, but y'all, we be on a time schedule. Like, we trying to get a lot in. And I saw this one come through, and I think it caught my eye because it was longer. Usually people like, yo, E, how do I get my life to the next level?
Yeah.
Like, bruh had a real question.
And he asked me.
It was directed to Ask ET.
Ask ET.
I'll read the whole thing. But I think he was inspired by the marriage convo, and he said he was just trying to make sure you want to fix things as they go. So I'm gonna read it,
okay,
and I'm gonna let y'all, married. How long you been married?
19.
23 this July.
That's crazy.
So what's that? 42.
35.
77.
You gonna let
Is that
us weigh in.
77?
He gonna let the 77.
I'm trying to see what you're doing. You counting up how many years?
Years of marriage experience.
How many you got?
I forgot you went to Western Illinois. My bad.
I can't do that.
Mom was like, what are we adding up here?
Don't respond. Just
I don't have to respond because hey, evidently Michigan State
To my Spartans.
Michigan State does not equate to net worth.
Hey.
Net worth. Do we need to do play what's your net worth? Because I ain't got the degrees. I ain't got a master's degree. But can we do that?
Oh, if he want to lead you off,
let's play that. I don't even hear it.
Everything.
I don't hear it.
Back to the question.
Oh man, Western Illinois, huh? All right, that was funny, Mo.
It really wasn't. You was the only one that laughed, actually. He was laughing at you. It's a difference, dog. You don't
want to run the tape back?
You're the only one laughing, dog. And then you got that little pixie dust thing you do with Karl. The pixie dust. When you laugh at Karl, then Karl laugh.
No, he didn't want to pound me up, but he was laughing. All right. So, Mar, what we're doing here is an
Hey, bro,
exercise.
it doesn't.
No, I'm trying.
I told you, bro. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing, young fella. You are counting how many years of marriage that we all have.
All right.
And while you're counting how many years.
Okay, yeah, I was just trying to add it up in my head. I'm not good at mental math.
I'm over here calculating the closing that I'm in right now. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, little fella. Just keep doing what you're counting how many years of marriage. I'm on the phone with my attorney counting money.
Okay.
This is the difference of what this little guy does. And he knows I'm in the closing right now. He knows this. And he wants to mess with me. Come on, let's play your little game. Okay, we got 77 years of marriage. When you're done, let me know.
Wait, I gotta add my 15, but I can't figure out how to add it. Mar, would you do us the pleasure?
I'm doing this right here.
77 plus 15.
I'm doing this right here.
92.
Yeah, 92.
Hey, yo. Let me tell you something. Marl is a legend, bro. All right, so 92.
Yeah. Almost 100 years. Wow.
I know, I'm just saying. I wanted to, because when I read this question, I was like, we're going to need all 92, to go through. So I'm going to just read it as it was written. And then y'all take it because y'all are what I like to call marriage experts. All right, without further ado, because this was long, and I was like, brother man,
Oh.
And he's 29, so I'm like, okay, this is perfect.
Did he say how many years of marriage he has?
I'm not sure. I only read it one time earlier. Okay. All right. He said, hey, fellas, first of all, let me say thank y'all for the podcast. 29 years old, and I look at y'all as my big brothers and advisors. And since CJ did say he was bringing back the Ask ET segment of the pod, I figured now was a good time to ask my big bros about something I've been struggling with. I've been married to my wife for 4 years now, and our marriage is amazing. We have two beautiful kids, 2 and 3 years old. A year ago, after finally taking y'all advice and being in Make Real Estate Real, I was able to supplement my wife's income so she could stay home with the kiddos. Before anyone asked, this was her request and something she desperately wanted to do, spending more time with the kids as they're growing up. All is great on that front, but the problem is, ever since she retired and started staying home, she never, and I mean never, makes an attempt to look nice. And by that, I just mean she stays in sweatpants and scarves pretty much all day. Now, my wife is beautiful, and I'm attracted to her, but it's been a year, and the only time she makes a half effort is when we occasionally go out with friends. But 9 times out of 10 is sweatpants and scarves. I'm scared to say something because I know it's a lot of work taking care of the kiddos all day, and I swear I don't want to come across as one of those guys. But man, she used to get fresh every day when she had to go to work, and now it just ain't the same. Should I stay quiet and keep the peace, or say something and risk hurting her feelings? Love y'all and the podcast. CJ, please don't read my name.
Yeah.
Still to come on the Secrets to Success podcast.
I don't have no preference.
So see, I'm saying there are times where she could be wearing jeans and it looks fine. There are times she could be, you see what I'm saying? So I don't have a specific preference outfit.
I like the pajama boy too. I like the around the house.
I feel like it's a little cap in
You know
the air.
what?
I'm
We
gonna let
sound
it
like
ride
men
right
though.
now.
Let me go back. We sound like
I feel
men.
like cap in the air.
I'm being honest.
Oh, bro.
Nah, I'm talking about more.
No, stop it. I think the cap is on you because you
No,
know.
it is.
And if you want to see if I'm capping, call Camille.
All right, so I was like, yo, that's pretty deep.
It is, but I would start with a
So-
question though.
Now listen, we can only go off of what we got. I don't know.
No,
the
I'm
brothers.
saying I would say to him, he needs to start off with a question, right? And the reason why I say that is
To her?
To her.
What's the question? Let's move on to ball.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say
I ain't
this.
seen a hip hop preacher lost work. He's
I'ma
like,
say
hold on,
this.
what is the
I was
question?
just like, how does he ask her?
Okay.
But I'll say this.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, oh, we
know.
don't need all 92 years
Yeah.
for this.
I know my mom worked at Ford for 30-some years.
Okay.
And I remember her specifically saying
Yeah, come on.
she was grateful that she didn't have to get up and get dressed every day. Right? That was one of her things. No, I don't
Wait,
know.
because she worked at the plant?
Yeah, she was
Talking
like,
about after retirement?
after she retired.
Oh, after she
Gotcha.
retired.
Yeah,
Okay, got
She
you.
retired,
Sorry. Yeah,
she
yeah.
just was like, yo.
Right.
It was just like,
Yeah.
you know, she was like, it was a lot.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Getting up, you know, getting dressed for those years. And
Yep.
matter
Oh,
of
yeah,
fact,
for sure. Come on.
One of the things that she said was like, the only reason I come to APOC is
you
because
could
I don't have to
dress
get
down.
dressed up. Yeah. She's like, if I had to get dressed up, she's like, I'm gonna be real. Nothing against the church, but I just wouldn't go. If I got to every week spend an hour or two, whatever. So she's like, I just like the fact that at there, I can just come as I am. You know what I'm saying? So I would, if he could,
Yeah.
I don't know how you ask that, but I would kind of start
Ask what, though, E? What's the question?
at the, like when you how did you feel about getting up every day, going to work and having to dress up?
We already know. She's showing it by her actions.
But I still would ask because then I'm not
Okay,
stating
so
how I feel
Okay.
about
You're
it.
not starting with that
You feel me? I'm not
emotional.
starting with that.
I'm going to get
like
E a
it's
C
wrong.
minus for that answer.
I'm just
You know what I'm
saying. That's how I would. I
But
would
you
say,
just said,
ask the
baby,
question.
how did you feel when you had to get dressed up to go to work?
I wouldn't say it like
She
that.
said, "Ooh, I hated it. I'm so glad I could just stay home with my scarf and my."
End of the
End
conversation.
of the conversation.
That's it.
That's it. Ain't nowhere else to go.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just not. I'm not saying that there's nowhere else to go. I'm
Well,
saying.
I'm saying that's part one. Where
No,
we leading to?
I'm just saying if you're it. Well, first of all, we want to start with you. We don't want to start with me. I'm
Why
just
did I
saying.
know this question was going to be?
I'm just saying, no, I don't want to start. I don't want to start with it like,
Yeah.
yo, I'm ungrateful for you
Oh, no.
killing it. You make
Yeah.
it happen with the
That's what he
kids.
said. He said.
Right. So I don't want to start with you trash because you're not doing one thing I want you to do.
Okay.
So I just feel like
Yeah.
it's not as combative if I don't make a statement about how I feel. I just ask a question. I wouldn't ask like that, like you had to go to work. Was it dramatic? I wouldn't ask that.
Well, how would you say it, E?
I would
the
just
the
say-
brother need advice. We got to give him exact.
Okay, I'll give you exact.
Okay, so you walk in. He come
Yeah.
home from work.
Yeah.
She home. 2 kids. They taking a nap.
Yeah.
She on the couch. She chilling. She got her coffee. She like, hey, babe, how are you? Go ahead.
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. All right, I like this. Let's go.
I was gonna say this is good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm wonderful. I just had such a long day. The kids were crazy.
Yeah.
How was work?
Work was good. You know what's so crazy about it is, you know, I'm going to work every day and I got to get dressed. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to get dressed up for work every day. It bothers me, man.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
It just, you know what I'm saying? Like just the pressure of every day I got to wear a suit and a tie. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. Some days I don't feel like doing that.
I'm so glad you sacrificed for this family.
Yeah.
Like you allowing me to retire, be home with the kids, making sure their development is great. I just
Did you have that
thank
same?
God
Did you have that same
every
issue
day
when you
for
worked?
a husband.
Did you have that same issue when you was
know
working?
what?
Because
I did.
work. You know, tie every day.
Yeah, I did. And since I retired and been able to stay home and just be in just peace and just relax and not have to worry about getting up every day and hair and makeup and earrings and, you know, get dressed, it's just such a stress relief to just be in my natural state.
Do you ever miss getting dressed up?
See, I think
No.
it's going too
No.
far. It don't,
No, I don't.
Okay.
All right, your turn, boy. All right. Hey, honey, how was work?
No. See, first off,
How was work?
That ain't our conversation.
How was work?
That ain't our conversation.
How was work?
That ain't our conversation. I don't work a job. I'm
I
retired.
gotta go.
I'm
Mark said
retired.
we both retired.
We both
You
retired.
giving this gentleman, we
Right.
Maul, you see that?
But you gotta listen to- you gotta listen.
Maul can't never, you know, Maul can't
Right.
put himself
I'm
in
just
nobody
saying,
else's.
I did what you asked me to do.
I just y'all missing what he said.
What did he say?
You got to go to the root.
He don't like the fact that she don't.
He didn't say that. What he said is that she only gets dressed when we occasionally go out with other couples.
We're
And you want to do your own.
That's
thing
your problem. You ain't going out
That's
enough.
where I was starting.
You're not creating enough environment for her to go out and get dressed up. So if you create more, maybe create a schedule, create something. Hey, baby, we going out to dinner. You know, be slick with it, man. Go ahead and give her a little invitation. Give her a little something like, hey, you are, cordially invited to dinner at such and such steakhouse. The dress code is blah, 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 steak 48. You can't come in there with just anything on. So now
That's why I never been a steak 48.
so now you are not your and she wants to dress up. Women like that. They like to do the dress up thing. Maybe sometimes, bro, come on to the crib, go shopping for it, go get a box, put it on the bed with a little red bow on it, and then let her see, let you see her in that outfit. Be creative with it. And I think that's the fun thing about marriage, bro. You have every day for the next upteen amount of years, you got to come up with new and exciting ways to to do things with your wife. So instead of just talking to her about it, because you might have a conversation one time with her, and you should probably talk about it if it's really bothering you. But before you even get to the point of talking to her, I would say create the environment for it. Go ahead, take her out. It don't have to be everything where you spending a lot of money at Steak 48, but just things where it forces her to dress up, it forces her to put on a couple clothes, and maybe you need to put on a suit too. It's plenty of times when I put on some dress-up clothes, like Camille be like, hey, we going somewhere, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. And I'll put on some dress-up clothes, and she might have put on just some regular jeans, and she look at me, and she be like, oh, you coming like that? And she go right upstairs, and then she change clothes, or vice versa. I look at her like, oh, you coming like that? Let me go there. So,
well, I don't know what kind of job he got, but he's saying, it sounds like he's saying he got to get up and get dressed every day.
Yes. So, but I'm just saying, bro, go to a concert, go to a dinner, go to a play.
I think I got what you're saying. I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit, though, and just say that with a 2- and 3-year-old, and we don't know the exact situation, like, I think he's talking about, like, I'm used to seeing my wife, like, fresh every day. Like, I'm used to, like, she coming home, she got, she going, like, so I'm saying, I agree with your premise of, a concert, dinner here, dinner there. I think what he's saying is like, yo, I'm used to coming through, I don't know. Again, I'll have to ask the brother how long they were together before they had kids. They've been married 4 years. She's been retired for 1. So that's 3 years at least the first 3 years of their marriage.
And whenever they was dating, looked like they was,
And then when it was dating,
they didn't have the kids though, right?
Huh?
They didn't have the kids, right?
We don't know.
Yeah, he said they got
2 and
kids.
3.
Right, so they didn't have the kids. Right now, she's only around children. She was around adults. So now you're around children, dog. You wiping mouth, feeding babies, doing all of this. So she needs some adult time. So she needs him to just take her out of that situation when he gets home. Because all she been around is kids all day.
But
so why be dressed up?
Sound like he want that at the crib though, not just when they go out.
That's
That's what he's saying. He's saying she will get nice on special occasions. We're going out the house.
At the crib.
But it's hard to, you know how it is, bro. It's hard to be like, all right, it's Taco Tuesday, get dressed. Wild Out Wednesday. Like, he's just saying like, yo, at the crib,
he want to see her
like,
down.
Hey, I want to come home and see, I guess. Or he's saying, maybe I shouldn't say nothing because everything is smooth. That's why I thought it was a good question, because I was like, oh, okay, cool. Now.
Or maybe buy her some sexy pajamas then.
Come on, okay.
Yeah. No.
So just still buy this, like, if she likes to just be comfortable around the house, then buy some comfortable clothes that.
A 2- and 3-year-old. See.
I mean, I ain't talking about no thought.
Let me see
Mommy.
They won't remember.
No, I will say this though.
When they're clapping.
It's just your mom. Go back to bed. Hey,
I will say this though. I will say this. I would say this though. So I would get to at some point, and he needs to be cautious.
Yeah, come on.
Because he don't want it to seem selfish.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I think his dilemma
I think he does need to get to the point where he is. He's asking to see, like, did that really piss you off? Or was that really bothering you? And then I would say,
But from the tone of his message, it didn't sound like it was pissing him off. Or
I would say this.
I think he was just kind of like,
I would say this though. I did hear preference.
it. But that's what I said.
Because you're saying something about it.
It's preference.
So it must be something you want.
Right.
Because you're saying something about it.
Right.
You don't like the fact that your girl is always casual.
Yeah.
So it's something that you want to see her made up or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I'm learning, being around Moose and them, that they do a lot of question asking, and it doesn't create that same tension of when you are like making a statement. Like, I think you should be, I don't like the fact that you're not looking sexy. The mother, you know what I'm saying? For real, I would just ask the question and I would really get to it, right? Now I'm gonna be honest, and this is an extreme. I know it is. But my girl hate dressing up. Even when we go out to eat, she wearing Nike outfits. Now, we have come to the thing that we try to do, believe it or not, Nike does have
but
a
is
more.
that your preference though? What do you want to see her dressed in? Honestly.
Well, first of all, I don't know.
No, thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
No, for real. That's real. No, I'm just saying that's real.
Yeah, I don't know that I had a preference. I don't know.
No. That's what I'm saying. You don't.
I don't say.
You don't know if you have a preference, or you don't know.
No. Meaning,
like if you just on a regular date, like you saying, let's just say at her best. What do you want your wife to like when you be like, like what would that be?
Nothing.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Let's go.
Right.
Obviously.
Let's get right to it.
Right.
No, obvious. I'm just saying, you know what I'm.
No.
I'm serious.
No, I'm talking about like just on the daily, like we about to go like.
And I'm saying to that, see, like you right. Just to be real, like there's times.
Other than that, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
So
I don't have no
care.
preference.
So see, I'm saying there are times where she could be wearing jeans and it looks fine. There are times she could be. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have a specific preference outfit, if that makes sense.
I like the pajama boy too. I like the around the house.
But I am saying
I like it all.
He needs to be able to like
I
figure
feel like it's a little
out.
cap in
You
the
know
air.
what? We
I'm gonna
sound
let it
like
ride
men,
right
though.
now.
Let me go back. We sound like
feel
men.
like it's just a
no,
little-
here's what I'm
being
saying.
real.
Slight cap in the air.
I'm being honest. I don't.
bruh.
yeah.
No,
I was gonna
Nah,
say.
come on.
So listening to him though.
Mine is legit.
Okay.
Like I ain't never been on no like, hey,
You don't care at all. Like you don't have a preference for how your wife look.
Yeah, he said what his preference was.
He got a clear
Outside
preference.
of being
And he said he didn't have one.
that is my preference. I just
outside of that.
He said he had one
In the
outside.
regular world where we all just function together.
All look confused.
You've been knowing me long enough to know. You've been out the country with us. You've been out of town with us. Dog, stop it. I think the cap is on you because you know.
No, I'm okay. Like I said,
And we are trying to help Lil Man. But
Yeah.
I think for Lil Man, he got a preference. He's got to see if she has one, and then he got to get to the point where he's saying it without being offensive. This is what my preference is.
And that's where, again, I was going to start with Maul. Like, in terms of you set the environment to do stuff. Like, I think I told y'all this before. Bro, COVID came, bro, I started putting on, I'm talking about anything, suits. I'm wearing cologne in the house. Like, I set the standard. Tamisha, this is yesterday. She came there, so I was like, what you got on? She in the house just put, like we started doing it for us.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So setting the environment first, but I'm just being super straight. Like, hey, babe, there's something that happens when I see you dressed. Like, I'm just saying, like, a conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, and I don't want to be
and I say
insensitive
in a card
at all.
or something.
I'm
You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, E,
Yeah, I'm
you
going
can
with
set
a
that
card.
conversation
Yeah.
up in a
Do
good
Hallmark
relationship.
make cards that say, hey,
question.
would you please put some
Yeah,
clothes on
please.
and do your hair?
They do.
So,
They
so
do?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah, they
I
gonna
was
win with
saying
that.
we are talking about
Or
it from
shuttle,
a very
whatever you
male,
use. Shuttle,
shutterfly.
yeah,
Shutterfly.
We're doing it in a very male way because if you think about what he's asking, he wants hair. It sounds
Yeah.
like he wants makeup. He
Or
wants a
whatever.
lot.
Yeah, something.
And I'm just saying, as a male, to you that looks cute, but that's 3 or 4 hours. I don't know however long. I don't know.
Oh,
My
that
wife
take a
don't do
minute to
that.
do that.
That take a minute.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You got to come to her with like, hey, babe, once in a while, it would help me. Like, I'm just being real, like, and honest with you. It's not making our relationship better or worse, but I just like, and just be honest.
She might be
I just
thinking like,
you
get
to
dressed
dress
up to go where? To do what?
Do what?
Could be, but I'm just saying for my man.
to feed the kids, for the kids
Yeah,
to
yeah,
bed.
right.
So
Absolutely.
that go back to what I was saying, bro. You create that
No,
environment.
I'm
No,
saying.
I agree with that.
But again, to the point of you get used to after years of what?
Nothing.
Looking at?
I always be conscious of that.
You thought I thought the button wasn't.
You know?
I'm saying to the point of you go years with seeing your girl every day in a certain light, and then boom, overnight it's you like, oh, okay, wow.
Well, it's not
just-
overnight. And I think that go the bigger issue, Maul.
It is overnight if she retired.
No. It's go back to what Maul says, the vision. Write the vision, make it plain. And it's like you didn't say when she retires.
Oh, I don't think he knew.
Oh, but that's because you
didn't
didn't
say.
take
I mean,
the
you
time
wouldn't know,
to think
right? Like,
about
I
it.
don't think
you
that's
would
something
know. You would definitely know that.
You think he knew going in?
Yeah.
Like, oh, she's about to retire and not get dressed.
You got to write the vision, bruh. And you got to think through all of that. You got to think through.
So it's too late now, though. He is over.
It's not too late now.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, bro. He need to really.
Now
create.
look, when you retire, now I'm gonna need you to still get
Yes.
dressed.
No.
That's even
when
a
you
little
no.
much.
Here go the
I'm
deal.
not thinking like that.
No.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, Ma. I've had this talk with my wife. I have had this talk.
Come on.
I'm not really into the clothes, but I've had this talk. I don't want our marriage to be lost with our kids. I've had that conversation. Like, yo, you putting a lot into the kids. I was here before the kids and I'll be here after the kids. And I love the fact that you putting all this into the kids, but like, I need, when I come to the crib, homework, whatever. So like, here go the deal. I'm not a tyrant. I ain't no dictator. We don't need to be spending 5-6 hours together, but do we put the kids in the bed at a certain time? And then do we have our time? You feel me? So it's like, I'm having that conversation with Didi, like, okay, cool. What time they going to bed? Or not even bed. What time they getting out of our space and how long you going to be mothering them. So a certain time, y'all need to know, mom time is over. Like, and don't do me like, and I got to talk to my wife because they going to play me and be like, hey, Ma, I need and then she going to be like, hold on. So I've had that conversation of, hey, we got kids and I'm starting to see you putting a lot into them. What our marriage still needs, it's time.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so some kind of way, now I'm gonna be real, you might be like, this too much. And I'm sure y'all have done it. But Didi and I used to literally have a Friday talk. Like we had a time where on Friday we talked about, we called it the lemon squeeze, what we liked in our marriage, what we wanted to see change. So we actually created a space for us to talk about stuff we wouldn't normally talk about if we didn't have that space.
Yeah.
You feel me? And we did on Friday night. It was Sabbath.
Yeah.
Kids would watch the show, eat, whatever. And because we was going to church the next day, it'd be like, hey, I do it to Didi now. We don't have a time, but I will be like, hey, how you liking, how you feeling the marriage? It's blissful, and what parts of it do you not? And so at that time, Ma, I would say to my man, if they had that time, it would be a deal.
Let me ask you this, because none of y'all got jobs. Do you ever feel obligated? Like, were you like, man, I've been at the crib like on scruff mode for a minute. Like, let me kind of.
So there was a time. So right back to the scenario. There
Candace
was a
called
time,
me too, so I'm about. She called
get her
perfect
in?
time, and I'm like, oh, we need a woman's
get her in there.
perspective
For
on this
sure.
is much needed.
Probably calling what they texting about that shot.
Oh,
That other
baby, you
shot.
calling about that the shot, the yellow
shot.
fever?
No, the other shot.
Okay. She said we got to pay a boatload of money. Okay, good. I want to get you in before you leave. I want to get you in on this.
$2,000.
I didn't
Ready
read
what?
it to you.
$2,000.
But I want.
What's
we
that?
need. Yeah. Oh yeah, $500 a shot.
Yeah.
Bruh,
500
hold
shot,
on.
dog. I told you, go to
Listen,
the
man,
gas
hold on.
station.
So we had this.
Be honest, Candace.
Yeah, be honest. All right. So this guy wrote in on Ask ET, right? And he said that because of Maul course and doing well in life, he was able to retire his wife. He's 29. They've been married for 4 years. Their marriage is amazing. They have 2 beautiful kids, 2 and 3 years old.
Amazing.
A year ago, after finally
Poke the bear.
hold on. He said, before y'all asked, this was her request to retire. He said, all is great on that front, but ever since she retired and started staying home, she never, and I mean never, makes an attempt to look nice. And by that, I just mean she stays in sweatpants and scarves pretty much all day. Now, my wife is beautiful, and I'm definitely attracted to her, but it's been a year, and the only time she makes half an effort is when we occasionally go out with friends. But 9 times out of 10 is sweatpants and scarves. I'm scared to say something because I know it's a lot of work taking care of the kiddos.
Scared to say something. That tells
and I
us
swear I don't want to come across as one of those guys. But man, she used to get fresh every day when she had to go to work, and now it just ain't the same. Should I stay quiet and keep the peace, or say something and risk hurting her feelings? Love the podcast. CJ, please don't read my name. Now, Ma, E said, ask her a question. Do you miss getting dressed up? And see if that jars something.
I'm just saying, you've been Candace. Candace, all I'm saying, Candace,
Babe, we did a whole role play.
talking about
And he said,
all I said was, yo, just ask her, like, hey, when you was at the job, you had to dress up all the time. How'd that make you feel?
yo, and that is so E. It is. That is so on brand for E.
And if you want to see if I'm capping,
Yeah.
I promise, call Camille. Call Camille when Candace get off.
When he say?
He said he would just sit her down and be like, yo, when you was at the job, do you ever miss how you used to get dressed up? And see if that jars something in her to be like, he said, see what. So if she say, yeah, I kind of do miss getting dressed up, then what do you say?
You know what? That's crazy because I was just going to say.
That's a good comeback.
Hey, you probably, let's go shopping. I would say, let's go shopping.
Right.
Let's go shopping.
Yeah, but the only condition is you got to wear these a couple times a week.
A couple of times every
Because she
week.
might just put it in the car, and now you pissed because you spent a bunch of money.
Hey,
All right, hold on. Go ahead, babe. What you got to say?
I think you have to know your wife, right? And if it's something that's a concern, you got to bring it up to her. But you know, and your wife knows you. So if you need to be direct like ET or more direct like somebody else, then you just got to do you for your marriage. But I think you have to assess the whole situation. So I would say it comes down to different seasons in a woman's life. If she has little babies, you're going to have to adjust your expectation for what she has to do. And then I would say take the ownership on you. Give her a reason to get dressed up.
Come on.
Expecting her to be a full face of makeup and doing all this stuff, and you ain't doing nothing extra. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, let's go out. You going out to eat more. You're creating an environment where she wants to get dressed up versus you just complaining to her. So that's kind of my initial
She got
thoughts.
a 2 or 3-year-old. She might not be able to. Yeah, I'm just saying, Toucan, she got a 2-year-old and 3-year-old. Like you said, it's a season. She might not even be wanting to go out 3-4 times a week.
But I think
Like I want to take care of my.
if you ask Camille, like, I want to go out. She like, I want to get up out this house.
You can be
create
creative.
that environment. Take her
You
out the
can
house,
create
man.
a
She
nice
need to get
environment
away.
at the house. Just saying, you can put the babies down. Or
That's what I say, just give me my
Y'all
time.
do a nice candlelight
I'm
dinner.
gonna be
Baby,
real
get
about
dressed
it.
up for me tonight.
I don't
I'm
need
bringing
you to
home
get
gifts.
dressed
I'm doing something.
Okay, yeah, no, I was because that's what Maul said. Maul did say that, and I was just saying, like, you know, to that point, it's hard to create, you know, those moments when you got a 2 and 3-year-old. You're not going out. Like, how often are you really going out if you got a 2 and 3-year-old? Like, where you gonna go out? You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have the same support system with 17 family members within 3 minutes of the house.
You gotta create it if that's what you want. What do you want more? So if you want it or not, you're gonna have to get the babysitter. You take the ownership
you.
of getting the
Okay.
babysitter and getting the situation set up.
Okay, but do you say something?
Yes.
But how do you broach the conversation?
You have to know your wife. I don't know. My husband, no, he can't say nothing like that to me. But some wives are open. So that's all.
She said some wives are open.
Open the criticism. Are you open to feedback?
Hey, listen, and y'all know I can
say
only
nothing
make
to
this
you.
call because you know
You
that's one
just
thing
said
my
that on
wife
the
don't
last
play
podcast.
about.
I was
So
just gonna say, but in your
know my wife
relationship,
don't
she
play.
like to dress.
My wife is known for I ain't never like God. Thank you, Lord. That ain't never been my struggle. And but okay, babe. So you would not handle that well if I came home and was like, hey, babe, you don't think that would be a good way to just straight up say it?
It just depends on what season I am in with my walk with Christ.
All right, man. All right, love you. I'll call you later. Bye. Love you.
I know that's right.
Camille's gonna
fair.
tell you probably the same exact thing. She gonna say like, I'm not, I ain't even on that. Or I'm gonna create the environment. If I want my wife to dress up, I'm going to take her to a place that's going to
I
tell
will say this.
us that we have to dress up.
Even as a grown man, been married 15 years, there are times when, especially if it's like through the week and I'm working or whatever, like I will feel the need to like, all right, because like I promise you, we ain't got a pot or whatever. Yeah. I'm letting my hair, I got the fresh Sanford. I'm doing my thing, I'm chilling. Yeah. There will be times when I'm like, all right, cool, you've been a little like too comfortable. Yeah. And I'll be like, let me get it, even though I don't gotta go nowhere, right? Because we do so much like traveling and stuff like that, where it's like, I gotta get ready.
Absolutely.
But it's like, all right, cool, I'm at the crib for a whole week. It's like, I will, in my own mind, go, all right, let me like make an effort to like, you know what I'm saying? Like look decent. Like not like, no suit or tie and nothing, but just like, you know what I mean? Be fresh. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Just so she know I'm not getting too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, my wife, I promise y'all, my wife probably to the other extreme. Like I'm not even joking. Like when she get up for the day. She don't believe in like you just gonna sit around and.
Well, unfortunately, I do too.
I'm just saying that's not her struggle. You know, my wife is like she very into that. She always has been. Even I remember back in the day, I used to be like, yo, you could chill a little bit. And I remember you told me you was like, don't tell her
Leave
that.
that alone.
You was like, don't tell her that. So anyway, I thought it was interesting. I didn't mean to take up that much of the pod with that.
We good though.
But when my man hit, I was like, yo, that's a.
But I think the bigger question is, what everybody can get out of this.
Yeah.
is the idea of preference.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how to deal with
And what
conflict.
Candace just said was deep because she ain't joking. She was saying where I'm at with my walking crack because you can't hurt somebody's feelings like that. And again, that don't mean, listen, you might be listening, honesty is the best policy and you should just walk in the door and say, you know, I'm tired of you looking like that. You should put some effort in. Bro, she just retiring. I know Candace struggled with retiring because she was like, man, what's my purpose now? Yeah. So she had that going through her head. Like I said, it didn't, affect her getting dressed and stuff like that. But just I know it affected her personally. Just like, man, okay, like I knew this is what I didn't want to do anymore, but I'm still not sure what I want to do. And so there was that season where, and again, you're around your husband who we've been locked in on this mission for 20 years now. The same thing, forward, just like nothing else, blinders on, purpose, vision, everything. And so I know there was a season when she retired where it's like, okay, so this dude, his wife is also facing the fact that, okay, I'm retired now, which, that's what I wanted to do, spend more time with the kids and stuff like that. But that still comes with a whole mentality of like, you got to find out what's your purpose when you with a 2 and 3 year old all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, y'all come see us June 7th, 8th, and 9th, the Next Level Speakers Conference. Over 15 speakers, 3 days. Lisa Nichols, Jeremy Anderson, Inky Johnson, and a host of others. It is going down. You are going to get trained on how to get to that next level. If you want to become a speaker, a better communicator, be better at your job, be better in your marriage, be better at business, whatever it is, man, you need to join us June 7th, 8th, and 9th in Atlanta, Georgia. NextLevelSpeakersConference.com.
Still to come on the Secrets to Success podcast.
Find out something that is important to your spouse, and you may not benefit from it all. Yeah. But you benefit when they healthy because their health means your health. Yeah, see?
For me, like I said, it was just God saying like, yo, stop holding her back. God, I'm not holding her back. Yeah, but you're not pushing her either. So you know that by not pushing her, you are holding her back. Yeah. So it's me not only thinking for what's the best thing for us in the family, right? I'm also thinking what's best for her and her purpose and how can you help her find it and then push her towards it.
I think we have to be cautious, and please forgive me for saying this, in my 50s. This is like one of those if you would do it all over again. But I think one of the challenges that we make as humans is that most of us, we don't have a moral mindset that we think everything is accidental when it's not. It's like the reason why you ain't think about it because you ain't think about it. But you could literally go there and go, all right, we're going to have kids one day. Hey, we ain't think about what's going to happen when we get kids. It's just most of us lazy. And we let life happen when it happened. Then we pissed when it happened because it's kind of like, oh, I wasn't prepared for this. So I didn't know what you could have. Yeah. You knew somebody who was 50 when you was 17. You just never saw yourself getting 50 or you never saw yourself getting 60. And I think where I am, probably hit me in my 40s. And especially when you came around, I was more on, okay, think about this. Like start thinking about stuff now in a way you didn't think about stuff before, and not necessarily just the financial piece. Like, yo, think through this stuff that happened to me now, and I'll be like, yo, don't do that, E. Don't let that relationship or don't let that situation play itself out. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. What's the vision you got for it? Okay, make it happen. Why? Because if I just let it play out, I'm gonna be more passive, and we know what happens when you passive. You're usually living life on somebody else's terms.
Your vision ain't.
You feel me?
It ain't the vision.
So for me, it's like, no, you gotta have a vision. Like you gotta have a vision for whatever. And I just think for my man, he was so geeked about the retirement part that he didn't think about the other parts. No,
I'm sure he did.
See, retirement for him was the goal.
That's it.
Right. That was the destination. That was the goal. He didn't go beyond that.
Yeah. And it's a lot of beyond that.
It's a lot of beyond that. That's just one of the first steps.
Shifting gears a little bit. How do you do that with your optimism? Because for you, everything is perfect. It's going to work out, even in your vision. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do you now think about everything is not going to work out? So now I got to think
about. So now what I got to think about is the only way it's not going to work out is if I don't stick to the plan. As long as I do like in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night what I'm supposed to do. So. So my shoulder had been bothering me. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, what's wrong with my shoulder? You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna hold on to this. This got some anointing on it. This got some anointing on it. And so
I know you fell off that treadmill.
What?
yeah, that was
that's
this
exactly
arm,
it.
though, not this.
That's a different one?
Yeah, that was this arm, but my shoulder.
Yeah.
So I went
You
more.
ain't know he had
I had fell off. I have to tell you about it off the podcast, Mar. And so
Hey,
my
bro,
shoulder
I
was.
told you I slipped on some ice and messed up my elbow.
Yeah, but I'm saying it healed, but this didn't go away. And I was like, why is this?
Was it
feel
from
like
the fall
this?
or no?
No. So I went, doctor, they said, let's do an x-ray. Did the x-ray, Mom was like, you got arthritis. Slight arthritis. Like they ain't built up yet, but
Little
you got
Arthur.
it. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So here go the deal, Ma. Arthritis came from something. That's inflammation.
Yeah.
It came from something. So it's like, okay, here's the two things you got to do. You got to take the inflammation down based on what you eating. So
it.
I'm hitting them berries. I got the berry boy with the spinach every day, hitting that in the morning when I first wake up, and then I'm working out. And it's like, it's so crazy because it hurts to work out, but it won't work if I don't work out.
If you don't work out.
So before I used to do 50 push-ups a day. Now it's like I'm starting at 10, then 20. But here go the crazy part. It's a choice. This morning I got on the weight bench and, I don't know what you call that, bench press, right? And when I was bench pressing, it was like, it felt great. Why, Maul? Because every day I make the choice to work it, it's going to work.
Yeah.
It's when I don't use it. And so I think a lot of people, my old optimism was, it's going to work out.
Right.
My new optimism is, it's going to work out because here go the 7 things I need to do in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night. And if I do those things, so like, for instance, marriage. Bro, let me tell you something. Let's just say family. So Jada came to the crib. She was here for a week, bro, whatever. Watch this, Ma. Ma gonna love this. Let's just say she was home for 10 days. So one of the challenges that they have with me that I was like, okay, E, you just got to stop, is they can say something to me more. If I say something back, they don't like you fussing. So they could be like, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that. And I say something back.
Because you say yours louder.
So what I had to do more was like, okay, one of the things you have to do every day with Didi, if you want to be blessed, you want to be blessed with Jada, you don't know whatever they say, it's like, it ain't even worth responding to because it's like, Didi, like, turn right there. It's like, E, whether you knew to turn right there, didn't know to turn right there, whatever, just turn, whatever. Didi be like, Didi will be like Target. I'm like, all right, bruh, you can see the side that say Target. Didi be like Target, they go Target. Didi a boss, they go Target. I'm like, okay.
Your destination is on your right.
Oh, the thing just told me Target. Didi will be like Target on your right. I'm like, what?
400 feet, 300.
Bruh, I'm turning into Target.
Turn now.
I'm turning into Target. Keep turning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There go a parking spot.
Right. So I used to get like, come on, Didi, it's right
steaming.
there. And God was like, it's a choice. If you say something to her about that, that might turn into the rest of the day. Bro, it's going down. Bro, Jada was with me. Bro, we went. Jada was like, Dad, let me drive. And I was like, you know what, E? Then let her drive. She grown. She want to drive. We all together. We in Atlanta. I'm thinking maybe, I'm like, let her drive. Worst thing she could do is get in a car accident. I got insurance. We good. And it's a rental car. Bro, I promise you. As soon as she got to the crib, Jada was like, Mom, staying next door. I'm like, praise God. Like, she independent. Mom, I got the spot. I made a choice a couple months ago. I made a choice. She in here chilling, come there doing the day. She working. She over here working, doing her stuff. And so it was like a perfect week, right? She gets to the crib. She don't call us, tell us she make it to the crib, right? I'm like, I want to say something. She in Cali, made it home. I want to say something. Didi just like, go to the location. Location says she at the crib. The old me though,
you gotta say
want to call and be like, why you ain't call me and tell me you know what's going on with all of this? And God was like, for what? What did you care about? That she made it safe. Okay, there it go right there. Yep. And her brother would have said something if she didn't make it home. Yeah. He would have called and said, hey, where Jada at? I know she's supposed to be at the crib, because I asked him, I'm like, can you pick her up from the airport? He's like, no, Dad, she drove her car. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I wanted to say something more with, you spent money to park. You could have had your brother. Right. And God was like, bruh, you in too much control. She grown. That's her life. That's why you gave her money. And so perfect week. Why? Because I didn't give my opinion. Because I didn't jump in. And before I used to mess stuff up, giving my opinion. Why you park? Why you do this? Why you do that? Guys like, what you got money for? Or now you nitpicking on how they spend like
Y'all
money.
doing A5 burgers? You can't park at the... Y'all doing A5 Wagyu for Tuesday night dinner.
A5 egg sandwich.
Bruh. And she can't park at the parking lot?
So I'm just saying, Karl, so my optimism now is you do these things, Didi gonna be geeked.
Yeah, it's a formula.
That's it, Ma. It's a formula
that you
bro.
live by every
So when
day.
do you bring something up?
I told y'all before, Didi and I used to have a time. Now we're at a point.
So with this brother, would you suggest he'd be like, you know what, let's have a lemon squeeze on Friday?
No, I suggest he try to just
The
go and
environment
create the
first.
environment first.
That's what he do. And say it at the environment.
Yeah.
As stupid as that might sound, I have greater constructive criticisms with Didi in Dubai overlooking
no
the
doubt.
water on the
no
porch.
doubt.
Like we just having worship and chilling, and I'm just like, hey D, you mind if I share something with you real quick?
Yeah.
In that environment, the food is in there.
Sure,
Mom.
what is it? Sure. Shoot your shot.
Hey, boy, in the 5-star resort.
You know I was thinking.
Hey, D, hey, you like this? You like
I
this
bought you
feeling?
something to wear.
Then if you like this feeling, I'm gonna have to like some stuff. It's gotta be mutual.
Right.
Go to bed.
Hey, boy,
for this episode.
boy, you can't be the only one happy.
I'm
But it's
just
the
saying.
formula.
It's the formula,
No,
bro.
you think I'm playing? That
I don't.
Where you
Hey.
He get all his bars off in Dubai.
hey, hold on. Hey, I'm gonna say this to you.
What's that stuff? What's that stuff called?
What?
We went to the me and you.
Oh, manpower.
That's the first thing they say when you get off the
Manpower.
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 But I'm just being real, Ma. I've
Yeah.
learned that when I take care of my wife's needs,
Yeah.
I can have the conversation of, hey, how you liking life? You happy? Oh, yeah, I'm very happy. At some point, it's got to turn back around now and go, are you happy? Like, because we're having a conversation. So I'm gonna start, you like, what don't you like? Okay, how about you? That's how it always goes. And I can say, well,
A few things I've been stewing on.
Now that you mentioned it,
well,
I thought you'd never ask.
Ma, you need to get dressed. You need to start getting dressed up when I come to the crib.
Hey, he need to ask her,
ChatGPT,
he need
how I
to
tell
ask
my
her
wife.
her vision too
Yeah.
of what retirement
Yeah.
look like.
Yeah.
Because she might be
That's it.
retired, but she like, yo, my vision of being retired wasn't cleaning the house,
No.
changing diapers,
diapers,
watching
yeah.
the kids,
Been there.
doing all that.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
she probably feel like a maid, and so she's dressing down like, a maid
Yeah.
every single day.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo,
Dang, bro, you
Not
got your
making a
girl feeling like a
transition.
maid?
I'm just,
wow.
but that's the truth though. A lot of, not him, but a lot of people like, yo, you cook,
Me.
you clean, you.
Me.
I was just saying, I feel like that's
changing.
me too, yeah.
That's me, Ma, in terms of I'm in Cali thinking, and Didi like, yo, I want to be in Michigan. I want to be at the church. I
Yeah.
want to be with the kids. I want
Yeah.
to do the baby shower. I want to do the
And you
bloom
holding
party
on
next
to
week.
what you
But how many people you know dress up to watch kids? How many people you know dress up to clean up the house? So you gotta change all of that and create that environment. By the time Camille gets up, you already know this to be fact. By the time she wakes up, there's already been someone in the house that cleans the whole entire house. So by the time washes the clothes, and this was
That's
before.
phase
This was
2 of Make Real Estate
but-
Real. Bro just finished the first phase.
that was as
You
a
gotta get him
Chicago
on the
police
next
officer.
phase.
But so by the time Camille, so it allows her to be in her feminine. It allows her now
Oh, that's
to.
a real thing.
It is a
That's
real
a real
thing.
thing, bro.
It allows my wife to be in her feminine. It allows when by the time I come in
Okay.
the door, it allows
That's a
her
real thing,
to
bro.
be like, "Yo,
That's a real thing.
what we doing?"
And again, y'all gonna hear this and y'all gonna clip that up a mall and be like, he's a sexist. No, that's what his wife wanna do. E-wife wanna work.
She does.
Both of them are talking about Didi don't want to be in her feminine. She want to change toilets.
But don't get it twisted now.
That's her
I made
feminine.
my wife into a boss.
Correct.
So at
No,
the
no,
same
I'm
time,
just saying in terms of her daily
talking about for the
routine,
people that
Camille
saying-
ain't trying to change no
Talking about-
toilets out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's about what your spouse wants
they
to
want.
do. That's what we're
and
saying.
supporting that.
And supporting that.
You feel me? And supporting
Bruh,
that.
my wife want to preach and
Yeah.
speak the word of God and,
Yeah.
and be on calls
Support
with the
that.
church all day. I support that. So
Yeah.
it's not about again, I just know how people hear it, and it's like, oh, okay, you saying like she don't have to do nothing.
No,
like,
he said it phenomenally.
She can do whatever she want to
do.
do.
What's her vision? Let's figure that out
and support that.
I never. Okay, and then here go the other thing too, Ma. Things change, and that's why the vision. You talked about taking your kids on a legacy trip every year.
Yep.
And the reason why you have to do that, Ma, is because we changed some stuff for D. Because there was a time she needed California. There was a time that she didn't have all the energy she got right now.
Yeah.
You feel me? There was a time when the MS first hit her, it wasn't whatever she was on or whatever she was doing. It wasn't, medications changed. She got older, stronger. What Candace said, where you are in God, she got stronger spiritually. The church became a different, church wasn't all, bro, we had the little building. We didn't have no children's church like that. So there were things that changed.
Yeah.
And as it changed, her vision expanded. And so it's like, no, I don't want to be in Cali. Not that I don't ever want to be there, but I only want to be there to rest. And I don't need but about 2 days of rest. You know what I'm saying? I want to be at the church. There are, and I see it with Tamisha, but there are people having babies. And for some kind of reason or that feminine energy is not necessarily I want to have another baby, but I'm seeing Tamisha with the baby 24. I'm seeing Dee Dee holding baby. And so it's like, if that's what we own in 2025, I support you 100%. Why? Because bliss is about the both of us finding what happiness is. It's not about me dominating you and making you play my game or me play your
adjusting together.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's good. I don't know, little man, if you got any more help than you need.
Bro, I got a whole pod.
A whole pod.
I was like trying to do 10 minutes, but we appreciate you, man. Foreverforwardmarriage.com.
Yeah,
know that's
can we
what
go around though for those?
Foreverforwardmarriage.com. Go there. Again, we're going to do some type of bliss retreat. If you heard the last pod. It's going to be a bliss retreat, foreverforwardmarriage.com. Make sure you go there and sign up for details. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mark, just give us 60 seconds, man, to everybody that's listening. For him, it's the dressing up for his girl. Yeah. But for all of us, it's something that they want.
Marl already told you.
Naturally. No, I'm not saying what Marl wants. I'm saying that there comes a time, Marl, where we may not have known, and then we figure out, this is a need they have. What's your recommendation? What are you doing to go, man, let's fix this. Let's get her in the place that she wants to be.
Yeah, I would say, man, first off, sit down with your spouse. That was something I did early on with Camille. Yeah. We sat down, and a lot of times, and I was guilty of this in the beginning, as a man, I just kind of created the vision. I read the Bible said create the vision and make it plain. And I just thought my wife was supposed to support and follow that vision that I created without including her in that vision. I thought because everything that I was doing in the vision was for her, but I didn't ask, babe, what's your vision? What is it that you want in life? What does bliss look like for you? What does retirement look like for you? And then once she was able to tell me and verbalize that to me, then I was able to incorporate that into the vision. Now everything, and it made it easier where she was able to support my vision because the vision I had now was for the both of us. It was for all of us. If something is for the both of us, then it's for all of us because now she's in a position now where she's able to be 100% for the children. She's able to be 100% for me because I'm working towards the vision that we both have. Yeah. So I think that's the big thing. Starting early on in your marriage, literally, man, it's a difference when the two of y'all are working towards something and both of y'all agree to that. It's something for that. And that's what we've done. And so just over the years, man, I find creative ways because I know what her vision looks like. And my wife's vision was never don't get me wrong, she cooks, she cleans when but it wasn't to make that her job.
Yeah.
It was to
when she feels like it.
Yeah, when she feels like it. Absolutely. So my wife's vision, what I heard when I heard her vision, I heard freedom. Yeah. I want freedom to be able to travel whenever I want to travel. I want freedom to be able to be there with you, do for you whenever I want to, and not when my job tells me I got freedom. I want to have freedom with my children to be there for them, in all these different ways. I want to have freedom. And I said, okay, cool. So the vision I started working towards was to give my wife freedom. Freedom to dress down, freedom to dress up, freedom to do whatever it is you want to do. Yeah. And I think that was the thing for us. So,
and I do want to say for those of you listening, the reason why I'm asking this question is because some of y'all think money is going to solve everything, and it's not. Money will be one of the tools to bless your marriage, but it won't support your marriage.
Yeah.
Because he retired her and they still got a challenge.
They still got a challenge.
So the talking and the figuring out what her vision is apart. Good. Karl?
I was just gonna say, one of the biggest things for us, dude, and it's simple, but her connection to her family. Like, just think about it. We're from Barbados. Like, we live here in Michigan. So there was a time where we were not going back to Barbados often, and that was huge for us. And I did not know. But bro,
you had your family coming, so
my family's coming all the time. So not only did I didn't know, but I'm not feeling what she's feeling. My parents are here, my brother is here, and that was a huge one, Maul, that I'm saying God helped me to figure it out, because when we did go to Barbados, bro, I got a photo of her sitting on her mom's lap. As I'm talking about a grown woman with kids, and I'm just like, she's sitting on her mom's lap, hugging her mom. We got to go to Barbados more often. Yeah. So it was like, that was bruh, and I'm telling you, when she's there, you could see that, like, her Tamisha flourish in a way that I don't see other times. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, oh yeah, bro, we had to go. That's why we stay so long when we go to Barbados. Like, oh no, I need you to, like, get this, and we got to do it more often. Yeah. But that was a big shift in her. It's like, that's her, her,
no question.
Bro, it's everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that was a huge one for us.
That's good. Find out something that is important to your spouse. Yeah. And you may not benefit from it all. Yeah. But you benefit when they healthy, because their health means your health. Yeah, see? Yeah. So just wrap it up.
Mine was just being able to, like, you see, like, the first step, again, is being able to get married, sharing the vision, all of that. And then it's being able to see things, again, like, you got to understand something. Again, we've been doing this 20 years, so it's like, we know every year we set out, like, this is what we want to do. We want to write a New York Times bestseller. We want to do this. Like, we get after it. Like, when we talk about what we want and the vision, we write it down, make it plain, and we go. And a lot of times that's for us. And so I had to sit back and go, all right, for her now. You know what I'm saying? Even if she don't see it, or even if she's scared to say it. And so for me, like I said, it was just God saying, like, yo, stop holding her back. God, I'm not holding her back. Yeah, but you're not pushing her either. So you know that by not pushing her, you are holding her back. Yeah, that's good. And so now I'm pushing my wife to be like, no, you do got the juice. You should be out there. So it's me not only thinking for what's the best thing for us in the family, right? Because I'm the priest of the home. My job is to protect, provide, and all of those things. I'm also thinking what's best for her and her purpose, and how can you help her find it and then push her towards it. And constantly keep that in the forefront, just like you keep everything else that you're trying to do for y'all in the forefront. So did that answer your question?
It did. I just wanted to look up this word. You got to help me, Karl. What is it? Diastolic? What is it? It's two when you're doing the blood pressure.
Diastolic.
Diastolic, and the other one is
systolic.
So the second one is
I'll be really rest. Testing my biology degree for real.
No question.
It's been 20 years.
I trust you. So the second one is more so when your body or your heart rate, your blood is at rest. So you're checking at the rest. And I think one of the things we have to do as men, we have to be cautious, is when you talk about that masculine energy, it's always trying to fix something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And it's like there's also, they wouldn't test both if both weren't important. So one is when your heart is at work. Like, it's testing when it's at work and it's pushing, but it's also testing when it's resting. And I think one of the things we have to do is not try to solve every problem. Because sometimes when you're dealing with your wife, it's not even a thing where there's like, solve this. You feel me? But we always, oh, you ain't doing it, you ain't doing that, let's solve it. And it's like, no, sometimes we just need to be like listeners. Sometimes we just need to be like in chill mode. And that's tough for us. Because it's always like, oh, there go a problem. Oh, I got the, okay.
Oh,
it's got to be a solution to that. Like, I'm going to do this, do that. And sometimes God is like, no. This where the third party come in, me. This where I'm going to talk to your wife. You don't need to talk to her for you. I'm going to talk to her for you. Like, you don't even ask no questions. You don't need to say nothing. I'm just going to have her hear a sermon. I'm going to have her talking to her homegirl. I'm going to have her when she's doing devotional. I'm going to have her watch TV and just go, you know what? I need to start dressing up probably more. You feel me? And when God says it, it ain't going to be no tension. It ain't going to be no strife. Because you know it's coming from God, because you weren't thinking about it. It just came out of nowhere. Like, God, what? I ain't trying to dress up. And it's like, no, I know you're not. But in this marriage, you know, your husband ain't gonna never say nothing to you, but this is gonna keep the spark alive. And so I think we need to practice being at rest and not always moving.
All right, so to end this thing, I got a fair file.
Okay.
Fair file to tell my man to have his wife listen to this episode and be looking at her
No
like,
question.
that's crazy.
No question.
That's crazy.
No question.
Why would somebody?
Hey, you might as well say his name now. We done dedicated a whole podcast to him.
No, I'm saying, would that be wild
Karl,
if he was
You,
like,
you have to take that part out. If the ending part, if you say this, every woman that listens to it who ain't dressing up is going to think it's
you're welcome. What else could I say except
Look, this was
you're
your
welcome?
sign.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, right, Carl. When you say,
Yeah,
this
you
is
just
the sign
riding
you
in the
should be
car
smoking.
with your girl.
Yeah.
You like, psh, man.
It's a crazy
I'm
episode.
just saying, every
It's a
woman
wild
that don't dress
episode.
up who hear this with her husband gonna be like,
You heard what
You
Candace
set this
said?
thing
That
up.
was wild. We out of here. We love you, Web. See you next week.
Let's go.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity.